Welcome to the Ruveiled podcast.
The Ruveiled podcast.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another show of the Ruveiled podcast. This is your host, Stephen Karen, coming at you from Rock Springs, Wyoming. We are out here in Wyoming getting it done, trying to shed our light with the world, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be revealed if I wasn't over here dicking with my microphone. This is our disclaimer. Basically says, thanks for watching. Views and opinions expressed on Ruveiled podcasts by the host and the guests are their own and does not reflect the views of the platform hosting the podcast, YouTube, Rumble, etc. Yo. So, good morning, you guys. It is Monday, January the 29th. January is officially over. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. Seems like there's been a lot of good stuff going on so far this month. People who are falling off, falling back into their old patterns, still trying to make it happen, still trying to fit in, still trying to conquer their goals. I see you guys. I'm here with you guys. There's so much potential to this life, you guys, and I'm here for you. I'm here so we can make it happen. So look, today's episode is called Self-Education. Now, the reason why I chose this topic is because it's so important. It is truly so important. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Self-education is so damn important because what, are you going to rely on this fucking... You're going to rely on this system that's been lying to us since the Vatican was created? Since the dawn of time? You're going to rely and trust these people with their version of reality that they're handing down to you while they stay on the top and you stay wherever you're at? Oh, you're able to level up in your position and get to a good place in your company or what? I don't fucking know, man. All that shit is horse shit. I need to quit cursing. No, seriously though, you're gonna trust the system and rely on the system to educate you? Just do research on the Rockefeller Foundation and the people who created the modern education system, and you'll realize that it's all garbage. It's all garbage. None of it was created to enable us to thrive as human beings in general. No, it was created to make the working class. It was created to, I remember my mom used to say it to me all the time, and I can't remember exactly who the quote is from or what the quote exactly is, but it's something along the lines of oh, don't lose your train of thought. Smart enough to work the machines and smart enough to know the functions and operations, intelligent enough, but just dumb enough to never question anything, right? And that's the way they fucking want us. Just smart enough to run their fucking machines and be a cog in their program, be a cog in their machine, but not intelligent enough, not smart enough to ever question it or figure out that we're in a fucking maze. Man, I really need to quit cursing. I told myself that I was gonna quit cursing so dang much on this frickin' show. Anyways, self-education, why it's important, how it's done. Listen, when it comes to self-education, it's about showing up every day. It's about showing up every single day and having a blank canvas every single morning to paint the day upon. A blank sheet of paper to write the day upon. Now, what do I mean by this? Because we wake up and we are who we are. You know, I'm Steven. I wake up. I know the things that I know, believe the things that I believe, know whatever, right? So, how do you maintain and hold on to what you know, maintain and hold on to what you believe while simultaneously getting up and starting the day with a blank mind or a blank sheet of paper to write the day on, right? You do this by staying open-minded, having an open heart, going into every situation with an open mind, knowing that you are capable, knowing that you are intelligent, knowing that you have the ability to understand things and create movement and get things done. Knowing that you have your abilities while being able to set what you might believe aside so that you can openly bear witness the world. You know, it's also like that old saying, he who doesn't know talks. He who talks. What's the quote I'm thinking of? It's like he who talks doesn't know, he who knows doesn't talk. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's really what it's about. It's about showing up and having an open mind and being able to receive everything that comes at you with no filter, so you can learn more about the world, so you can broaden your perspective of the world beyond what your normal focus or what your lens, what your perception would give you if you weren't being open-minded and didn't have that skill to be able to receive the world openly. So that's really what self-education is about being able to openly receive the world and taking off the lenses of your perspective and putting on the lens of the world and the universe, so that there isn't anything getting in the way, there isn't anything within yourself getting in the way of what could be. You know, what you could know to be real about the world. So, self-education is about showing up for yourself and having a goal in mind to understand the world more deeply and through a more broad lens of understanding. So, self-education, the power of self-education is that no one can take it away from you. You know, if you are constantly open to the world and receiving the world, I mean, unless you isolate yourself, there's nothing taking that away from you. Unless you do something terrible and land yourself in jail, there's really nothing taking that away from you. If you go to school, you have to pick what you're going to master in or what you're going to get your degree in, and they're going to give you the education in increments, in levels. And when it comes to education that's handed down by us, it's manipulated and it's used for its own purposes. I see it all the time nowadays, and I remember when my ex-girlfriend was taking college classes and when I was taking college classes when we were coming out of high school, and the reality is you could be studying and think you're learning and think you know what you're talking about, and then you pull up some test And it's like, you think you're learning something about a subject, and then they pull up the test and it's like, what was so-and-so's name who did this significant event at said date in 1980, in 1890, and 500 BC? Like, they get so specific. It's about memorizing details as opposed to actually learning something. They would rather you memorize the details and jump through the hoops so it can seem like you know what you're talking about, when you have it's all surface level. There's no real deeper understanding of what it is you're actually learning. And when it comes to the testing, they totally deter from trying to establish any sort of connection with that deeper understanding with you. Like, hey, this is what it's about. Do you get it? Like, or like, what do you think it's about? Do you get it? Okay, that's kind of what it's about, but did you know? Like, no, they don't fucking elaborate. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They want their fucking money from you. They want to fulfill their illusion. They want to fulfill their reality that they're creating, and you're just a pawn. You're just a pawn on the chessboard getting moved around, right? So this is why self-education is so important, because when you make the decision to educate yourself and to view the world openly and show up every day trying to learn something, when you make this decision and you don't rely on the system to educate you, you break out of NPC mode, dude. You break out of NPC mode. You don't go by whatever programming is handed down to you, and you're the one writing the program, and you're the one who's constantly writing it. You're constantly writing the program. You're constantly adding to the program, not just taking what's been given to you and adding that to your program and then running the script all the time. And that's all you know. So that's why self-education is so important. It's about taking your power back. It's about establishing your own right of understanding and of knowledge in the world. They're not going to give you all the secrets. They're not going to give you all the gems. They're not going to tell you how to get rich. They're not going to tell you what it truly means to be wealthy. I mean, you might have a dope professor. You might meet some people along the way, that kind of nudge at you, but this is really a figure it out yourself kind of game. There ain't no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to grab your hand and give you a handout and take you along with them. I mean, there's a possibility that you might meet someone who would, really develop some sort of attachment to you, some sort of reason to want to have you be a part of their life, to where they would take your hand and show you the ropes and show you how life works and show you these things that I'm talking about, show you how to self-educate. True people, true teachers, true mentors, they're never going to give you a handout. They're going to give you opportunities. They're going to give you the space to learn from people who have been there and done that, and give you the tools and the keys to success so that you can still see it yourself. You can still develop yourself. They're not just giving it all to you so that you can just be a carbon copy handout, if that makes any sort of sense. So, self-education, it's about you. It's about taking your power back. It's about your right as a human to knowledge and wisdom and perseverance and success, right? So, self-education, why it's important, how to do it, how to self-educate yourself. Like I was just saying, you got to show up every day. It's got to be about you. You have to have the ability to hold certain keys in life meaning certain tools for growth, being able to learn, being able to listen and not speak, being able to not just have an open mind, but have an open heart as well, so that you're developing some sort of emotional experience with whatever it is that you are learning or going through. And with that, your heart is like your second brain. Your heart is really like your first brain, if you want to be real about it. That's a whole topic right there. But your heart stores memory and has neurons in it, just like your brain does. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it does. And when you develop some sort of emotional attachment, or you have some sort of emotion around some sort of experience, it integrates it into your memory even more. It integrates it into your experience of life even more. So being present in the heart and in the mind at the same time, having a level of coherence between the heart and the mind is crucial if you want to show up every day, and if you want to have the ability to have an open mind, if you want to have the ability to be able to retain what it is you're experiencing in your life. So you have to be a vessel. You have to be a vessel if you want to be able to self-educate. You got to be like a sponge. Whatever it is that is going on in your life, you're not a solid brick. This is how it is, moving around through life. No, you're like a sponge. You're ready to receive the world openly every day, with the understanding that you don't know it all. There's always something new to learn. There's always something new going on that you can gain experience and wisdom from, right? It's like when you're playing a video game and you get your little XP bar, or you have a little XP level, and every time you do something, your XP goes up. You know, you're getting more experience points every time that you're doing stuff. And it's the same with self-education. Every time you're showing up to an event, every time you're studying, every time that you are creating something, you're creating experience for yourself, and you're creating neural pathways in your heart and in your mind and in your body to integrate these experiences so that you're actually growing and thriving, right? So how to self-educate: you got to show up every day. It's got to be about you. You got to know that you don't know it all, and that there's much more to life, and that's what we're here for. We're not just seeking it out necessarily all the time, but we are seeking it out, and we're waiting for it to come to us all the time, right? We want it. We want it. Where is it? What is it? How is it going to help us? What does it mean? How does this resonate with our lives and the lives of everybody else in the world, right? So self-education, why it's important, how to do it. Life versus work. Life versus work. Now, I get this all the time, and I've used it so much as an excuse in my life for not showing up, and it's life gets in the way, right? Oh, well, my parents say that I should go to university, and I'm not really sure. I need to go to college, or I need to get a job. Like, I need to just figure it out. Like, there's always going to be a default setting. You can always resort to the default setting and be an NPC and not put forth any extra hard effort to be the one. You can just chill, blend in with the crowd, go to work, do your work, right? Do whatever job that you end up getting, oh, I worked there for a while and then it didn't work out and I got another job. Now I'm working this job. I got my girlfriend, or I got my house, or whatever. I play my video games. I go out with my buddies on the weekend. I play games with my buddies. We go to the gym together, blah, blah, blah. Life gets in the way, right? Life gets in the way of self-education. Life gets in the way of being able to be open. It's like this: when we're caught in our own way, and when we're caught in what we think life has to be because it's what's been given to us, then how do you expect to ever get anywhere beyond the norm in life? How do you ever expect to get past the same old, work your life away until you're 65, and if you make it, that's great, and then you're gonna retire, and then you're gonna get your money? How do we know that that's built to last? How do we know that that's built to last? The people who run this system and who built this country, and they didn't do it for you. They didn't do it for you. They act like they do it for you, but we're the product. We're the product, right? And the creator is constantly selling the product to the product, right? This is why people go to school and fall into debt, and then get a degree, and then struggle to get a job in their field, because they don't really know. They have no self-education. They've just been given a bullcrap program that isn't worth crap, that doesn't work, really, right? Because it's all about a piece of paper that's certified with your name on it. It's all about saying, oh, I jumped through the hoops and I can do jump through hoops work, right? Where's the creative? Where's the ability to create more and do more, right? Expand on life. Now, I guess, not everybody's going to be a G like me. Not everybody's going to be a G like, some internet personality who's out here killing it. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And I'm not saying that being an NPC is totally a bad thing. I'm not saying that, resorting to, I don't know. I do kind of think it's a bad thing to not self-educate, though. You have to be your own. You have to be your own, man. You have to, or else they take it away from you. They take it away from you, and then they instill something else in you and turn you into a freaking bot. Turn you into a cog in their machine. Oh, what do you want today? So how can I welcome? How can I take your order? Beep, beep, beep. Okay, your total is $9.70. Pull to the window. Come on, you're more than that. You're more than that. You're more than running a program that's been given to you and sacrificing yourself for $1, for a piece of paper that isn't worth crap. And if you do some research, you'll realize real soon that the dollar ain't especially ever since it got taken off the gold standard, and even leading up to that, the value was just depleting, and now it ain't worth crap. And it's this big psyop in American society and in the world that the US is the superpower, right? The dollar is the superpower of the world, and it's all that's changing. I don't know if you guys know that, but all that's changing, right? And this is why self-education is so important. Like I was saying before, the system is just, and I know I was just trying to justify it a minute ago, like it's not all bad, but like seriously, man, it's either swim with the sharks or get eaten, is how it is. Long story short, swim with the sharks or get eaten. If you do not show up for yourself and figure out how this world is working every day and understand that you don't know a freaking thing, you're just going to end up being thrown around, being tossed around, being told what to do, being manipulated into thinking reality works a certain way to keep you undermined, to keep you suppressed at a certain level, so that you are holding up the system that they're creating, the false reality that they're creating, while they sit on top and reap the real benefits of it, right? I'm gonna see if I can find this picture because it's so crucial. But like I was saying before, life gets in the way, and you gotta kick life in the nuts. You gotta take them lemons and cut them in half and squeeze them into the eyes of your enemies, because it's not all fun and games, you guys. It's not all fun and games. It's all fun and games until we end up in a concentration camp, right? And don't just let life get in the way. Life's gonna happen regardless. You have to take the time for yourself to figure it out, okay? Because nobody is gonna give you a handout. Nobody's coming to grab your hand and help you along the way. And if they say that they are, chances are they're trying to take your hand and lead you along the way and put a blindfold over your eyes and then stick their other hand in your pocket, right? Because they don't really care about you. So you got to put in the work, you guys. Life versus work. You got to wake up every day and go to work. You can wake up every day and realize that there's work to be done and tackle the work, or you can just resort to whatever life throws at you. And it's like Andrew Tate says, it's like you could be like a feather. The air, you're so light, the air just picks you up and tosses you around. You could land here, you could land there, you could land there. Doesn't really matter. You're a feather, right? There's no weight holding you down to give you value, right? You got to show up every day and do the work, or you can just let life toss you around and land kind of wherever you end up landing. And is that what's going to make you happy? Is that how we're supposed to function? Is that how we're built to live and to thrive? No, it's not. It's not. We're not supposed to just deal with whatever life throws at us. I mean, there is a level to that. Yes, we are supposed to deal with what life throws at us, but we shouldn't be controlled by it. Does that make sense? We should not be controlled by what life is throwing at us. We should be able to take advantage of the opportunities presented to us, the opportunities that life throws at us, so that we can, fulfill our goals, fulfill our desires, fulfill our wants and needs as individuals and for the world, for society, right? That's what it's all about. So I'll leave you guys with this last piece. We're going to wrap it up. Already gone half an hour. But it's initiative, dedication, and knowledge. If you guys take the initiative to get up every single day, and no matter what, you stab at it, right? And if you can stay dedicated, no matter what happens, you're going to show up and you're going to get the work done. And if you are knowledgeable and have the knowledge and are able to be open to the knowledge that is out there in the world, you will be able to thrive in ways that you never thought imaginable. If you don't take the initiative to do something, but you're able to stay dedicated, you think you're able to stay dedicated, and you are a driven person, and you know things, and you're smart, but you can't take the initiative to get up and get it done, you're never going to get up and get it done. If you take the initiative and you have the knowledge, but you can't stay dedicated, it will not last. And if you take the initiative to do something and you stay dedicated to it, but you don't have any real knowledge or understanding, and you're not able to receive knowledge and understanding, to be open to receive knowledge and understanding, you're just going to stay where you're at. Whatever your initiative and your dedication is, you're never going to see the levels and level up. and get through the levels and realize each day as you make progress, oh, look at where I was before and look at where I am now. You're just going to stay doing the same thing on repeat, and that's psychotic, right? Let's see if I can find this picture, you guys. It's a really good one. It's the picture of all the people at the bottom, right? And it's us. Let's see here. I'm really kind of struggling to find this damn picture, to find a good one of it. There's all kinds of cheap pictures. Here's a good one. Okay, let's open this thing up. So it's like this, you guys. You have the enslaved people at the bottom, right? That's just your, your people who have really been institutionalized. And then you have, so enslaved people, that's the institutionalized people, people at the very bottom, working class. And then you have the peasants, the farmers, the artisans, merchants. So this is like, business owners, middle higher class people, nobility, wealthy landowners and scholars. This could be like government officials, stuff like that. Politics, wealthy, I don't even want to say that. That's like the next level up. This is really like really successful people, right? And then you have government officials, army. This is all of your major institutions and programs that are really running the world. And then you have the top of the people who create it all. Let's see. I mean, there's some modern versions of this type of picture that I wish I could find right now, but you get me. This is why self-education is important. You're never going to be the king. You're never going to be high-born nobility or nobility when you are stuck in the peasant, commoner mindset, when you're stuck in like I was saying, whatever just life throws at you, Now in the world, more than ever, there is opportunity to self-educate. And I encourage you guys to figure that crap out. Figure that shit out. Because there's levels to this life, and you gotta ask yourself, what level am I on? Where do I see myself in a year? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in 10 years? How am I going to achieve this? How am I going to get there? You're not going to get there by running the program that's been given to you. Does that make sense? Do you see it? Do you understand? You have to take action every day. You have to wake up and show up for yourself. Okay? You go to class. Don't go to class because your parents are counting on you to graduate, or because your teachers are counting on you to be a good example, or because blah, blah, blah. Show up because you have the ability to have an open mind and show up for yourself to learn something new so that you can gain experience and run with that, so that you can improve your life and improve the world around you. My name is Stephen Karen. This is the Ruveiled podcast. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. And it's one love. This has been a fantastic episode, episode 13. Next episode, episode 14, that'll be, let's pull up the calendar. Wednesday, January the 31st. It's going down, you guys. Ruveiled podcast, we're out here. We're trying to help people. That's all we have in this life is each other and ourselves, you know. Get out there.
The Ruveiled podcast.
Go make it happen. Do it for you. Do it for you alone. Do it for the world. Do it for your fam. Do it for your people. Alright, guys. Go get that self-education. I'm out. Much love. Ruveiled podcast.